Welcome to This Explainer. We're jumping right into the ultimate developer's workbench today. We're going to unpack exactly how you can run and test DeepSeek V4 Flash right on your own local hardware. Seriously, we're stripping away the glossy cloud interfaces to see what happens when you pull one of the most talked about AI architectures directly into your own studio setup.
We've got a perfectly structured roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with the foundational local setup and quantization tricks. Then we'll dive into some heavy coding tests comparing local versus cloud. After that, we'll tweak the temperature and seed parameters, stress test its actual logic and math capabilities, and finally wrap up with the ultimate verdict. Let's get into it.
All right, kicking things off with local setup. How on earth are developers actually managing to fit these absolute behemoths onto a local machine? Just for context, the DeepSeek Pro Edition is a massive 1.6 trillion parameter model. Yeah, there is no way that is fitting on a standard 512 gigabyte Mac Studio. So developers are turning to the V4 Flash Edition and using some pretty clever tricks to make it work. To get this running efficiently, folks are using something called repacked weights. We're testing a full Q9 edition against a 4.4-bit repacked version. Normally, if you dequantize and requantize weights, say jumping from 4 bits up to 9 bits, you suffer a little bit of quality loss. It's kind of like photocopying a photocopy. Repacking cleverly bypasses that entirely. It reuses the weights directly, preserving the quality while drastically slashing the memory requirements. The actual performance data is honestly incredible. The efficiency gains are massive. The repacked version uses under half the memory, only 145 gigabytes compared to a whopping 298 gigabytes for the Q9. And get this, it actually slightly beats the massive Q9 model in generation speed, pumping out 22 tokens per second versus 20. If you're a developer building a local workbench, that memory to quality ratio is an absolute game changer. Moving right along to the coding tests, let's see how this offline setup actually holds its own in the real world when we compare it directly against cloud-based inferencing, specifically DeepSeek's instant and expert cloud modes. We tasked the model with generating a fully working 3D solar system in JavaScript, and the results were super revealing. The local, repacked model, bam, gave us a perfectly working setup right out of the gate, albeit with slightly harsher lighting. The cloud version delivered beautiful hazy shadows, which is nice, but the real takeaway you should grasp here is that the local model produced a highly comparable, zero runtime error result. You're getting cloud-level code generation, but with 100% offline data privacy.
Now, testing games revealed some really fascinating quirks. For a Flappy Bird clone, the local Q9 model surprisingly went ahead and rendered an actual 3D modeled bird, whereas the 4.4 version randomly gave us a Mr. Potato Head. Standard AI weirdness, right? But when we pushed it to the absolute limit with the Minecraft clone, both the local and cloud versions generated beautiful voxel worlds, but then they both completely failed to properly connect the player movement controls. It's a great reminder of the current boundaries of even the most advanced code generation.
So what do you do when the code isn't perfect, like we just saw with those Minecraft controls? You tweak the parameters. That brings us to manipulating temperature and seed settings to basically force the AI down different logic pathways. As a developer, you literally have access to 18 quintillion seeds. That is a staggering number. And it really matters because if your local coding output is buggy, you don't necessarily need to reach for a different model. Just change the seed. Honestly, sometimes even adding a single space to your prompt will force the AI down an entirely different generation pathway, potentially bypassing the bug altogether. And then there's temperature. If you bump that temperature above 0, you're basically introducing creative chaos. At a higher temperature, the model might only have a 30% certainty on outputting the token 120, with a 22% chance of deciding to output 800 instead. That variability is amazing if you're doing creative writing, for sure, but it is exactly why you want to keep your temperature locked tight at 0 for strict, deterministic coding tasks where you need total reliability. Okay, let's shift gears and really put this thing's brain to the test. We're going to stress test its core logic, math skills, and take a look at the incredibly fragile nature of thinking tags. We threw a highly twisted version of the classic trolley problem at the local model. In this specific setup, the 5 people on the main track are already dead. We did this on purpose to see if the model genuinely comprehends the context or if it's just mindlessly regurgitating its training data about saving the maximum number of lives. And it absolutely nailed it. It flat out said, no, do not pull the lever. It recognized the trick, proving an incredibly high level of reading comprehension without even needing to have its dedicated thinking mode enabled.
But, and this is a massive gotcha for developers building out their own tools right now, the logic is incredibly fragile. When testing the classic surgeon riddle, where the answer is that the surgeon is the boy's mother, simply inputting the think tag the wrong way around caused the AI to completely abandon its reasoning. The broken syntax confused it so much that it completely changed its correct answer from mother to the incorrect father.
This is syntax entropy in action, and it's wild to see. Without that broken tag, the model was 100% certain the answer was the mother. But inject that broken tag and certainty dropped off a cliff, becoming 77% sure the answer was the father. One simple syntax error completely reversed its reasoning. And honestly, this is exactly why we shouldn't be using these systems for unverified critical decisions just yet.
Now, despite that quirk with a syntax, when it works, it really works. The local Flash edition achieved an unbelievable breakthrough on an International Maths Olympiad 2024 question. It got the correct answer, even integers, in 13 flawless reasoning steps. The crazy part? It did this using only 146 gigabytes of memory. Until extremely recently, pulling off a feat like this required models eating up upwards of 420 gigabytes. It is quite literally rivaling massive trillion-parameter architectures right on a local machine.
All right, let's bring all of this together into our final verdict and key developer takeaways for deploying DeepSeek V4 Flash in your own studio. If you are spinning up your own AI workbench today, here is your playbook. First, embrace those repacked Q4.4 weights. Save your compute without sacrificing the quality. Second, always keep your temperature locked at 0 for reliable code generation. And third, be incredibly meticulous with your prompt formatting and thinking tags. Don't let a sloppy typo cause a total logic breakdown. Oh, and as a quick aside before we finish, the actual fingerprint of AI is shifting. The source material noted that these newer DeepSeek models are starting to use normal hyphens instead of those classic telltale AI M-dashes. So their outputs are going to start blending even more seamlessly with human writing moving forward. It's just going to get harder to spot the machine. I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder. If we can already achieve this profound level of reasoning, complex math, and 3D game coding on an offline machine using just 145 gigabytes of memory today, what kind of unimaginable power will be sitting right there on your standard desktop just a few years from now? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep experimenting out there, and I'll see you next time.